This is the Cruise FM Out of Tune podcast. Here is Stacey and Curtis.
Is yours frosty?
I'm finishing my coffee, then I'm going to get in there.
I think there's ice chunks in mine.
Hell
Delicious.
yeah.
Okay, what is even going on?
Hashtag ice chunks.
Okay, on this note that we have both refreshing, crisp fridge cigarette in our hands. I wish this podcast was sponsored by
We're
Diet
sponsored
Coke.
by Diet Coke, just for the taste of it.
Diet Coke. Quite honestly, though, it's the best pop out there. And I think, did I not just bring you back to the Diet Coke realm?
You did. I'm trusting your knowledge of the inner workings of chemicals and the bodily reactions. Because I always grew up hearing that Diet Coke and aspartame was the devil.
And that's
And then Coke Zero with Splenda is where it's at. And that's going to save your life.
well, it's different than aspartame for sure, but it still has some aspartame in it,
Right.
Coke Zero. But there's also been proven facts that you need to take in like 40 cans of Diet Coke to
Right.
make it affect you.
Yeah.
So this will be fine.
Okay.
If you're smoking a pack of Diet Cokes, different story.
Right. I have so much to learn from Stacey
I'll teach
Cooper,
you the
MD.
ways. I'll teach you the ways.
I love it.
Okay, so being that it is August 21st.
That is crazy. I don't like that.
Me neither.
I don't like that.
The weather is different. I've given up on my plants. It's that time of year
We're different.
where, we want our kids to go back to school, but we don't want summer to be over. It's a very confusing time.
I don't know what's worse when I sit down on my social media and the algorithm either shows me stuff that makes me mad or stuff that makes me sentimental. Because I
Mad or
watched
sad?
one video about how like summer are such a snapshot of your children's lives. Like they're going to be completely different next summer. You're never going to have this summer back.
Or that you only get 18 summers with your kid. Don't tell me that
And
shit.
then I'm like, my day's ruined and
Yeah.
I'm sad and I'm suddenly running out of my room being like, wake up, we got to hang out. We got to wake up, we got to hang out. Oh my God, I'm on borrowed time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And then the other stuff just makes me mad.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one or the other.
It's a great balance, really.
I love, yeah. 2026 is crushing it.
It is. But we thought we would just kind of go back on like just some school memories from when we were younger.
Yeah.
And that was another genius.
We workshopped it.
You workshopped it.
We left off last week being like, our topic will be school.
Generic school discussions.
So I thought it'd be fun to just puke out some fuzzy memories of high school or elementary school to make some people laugh and be like, damn, that happened in the 80s/90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of mine are sort of elementary. I kind of
Yep.
didn't delve into high school, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. All right. Do you want to start with your most precious of memories?
This isn't a precious memory. Just looking back at early elementary school, I'm surprised how racist it was.
Yeah.
All the books, the literature, they just threw it out there. They threw it out there. I remember singing, 1 little, 2 little, 3
Yeah.
little, and that was just something we did.
And you don't catch a tiger by the toe sometimes. Like, it
Yeah.
was absolutely. And that's why when my daughter came home the very first time, she's like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I was like, oh, God. And then she said something about, it's not even a tiger anymore. I don't
Yeah.
even know what it is, but it's different.
Yep.
Because that was 1982 for us, 3?
Something 3, 4, somewhere
3,
in there.
4, yeah. Very different time.
Very racist.
Very racist.
I remember a book, and I think it's still available. It was called it was about this this Chinese boy who had too long of a name, and that was the whole point of the story. Was he had
And he had to shorten it?
he had like a 50 letter name, and then he needed help, and everybody was running back to the village, being like, Tiki Tiki Tembo, something something something
Oh.
something 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 needs help.
Yeah.
And that was like the whole.
I remember that one.
Yeah, that was like the whole thing, is that his name was too long and people were so exhausted. So then they shortened his name
So that he could get help.
so that he could get
Jeez
help.
Louise.
That was the whole story. We just ate that up as kids. We were like, oh man.
know. And all that stuff that we ate up, like the the hush. They were also depressing. All the little limericks and rhymes and stories. It was so depressing. And we just had it ingrained in our brains. Luckily, we were able to move past a lot of things and learn about a lot of things properly. Thank goodness for progression.
We got to see that change and learn as it changed. And I am not standing up for the boomers, but that's something they didn't get to see.
No.
It just their school ended.
Yeah.
And then
They went into the real world.
40 years later, they touched back on that. Oh, you still singing One Little, Two Little, Three?
Yeah.
It's like, no, Grandpa, we are not.
We sure
We are
aren't.
not singing that. And I mean, again, not standing up for the boomers, but they weren't taught that progression.
They didn't.
So they tap
learn
back.
the change.
They tap back to their childhood memories, and they're like, "Oh yeah, remember this song in this book?" You're like, "No, guys, you
We
can't.
don't sing that anymore.
We can't do that."
Yeah.
So
What a great time.
everything was racist in the early '80s,
It was.
and that's sad. But we can look back on that now and realize the error of our ways.
Yes, and that's the biggest. Oh, what a gift to change.
Yeah.
And learn from change. My God, thank you so much.
All right, we should explain this because we do it every week, and unless you're a long-time listener, you probably
I feel
don't know
like
what
we
the
should get a
hell we're
sound
doing.
effect.
Okay, here's the ping pong ball going back to your side of the table.
Should we start thinking of different sounds where it's just like, you know,
Hot take.
bam,
Hot
you.
take.
I just wanted to bring up the beauty and the amazement of water main breaks when you were younger.
Yeah.
And how I remember my first one. I was going to Lester B. Pearson at the time. Shout out LBP.
Yo.
And I remember because it would have happened. God, did we just show up and have to go home? Because there was no like text chains, no emails,
Yep.
nothing like that. I don't think they phoned all the parents. And it was like school was canceled. It was just a random gift from the water main gods in that cold weather and the excitement of it because we knew that there was like damage to the school and something broke and you didn't really know, but it was like a huge deal. And then once one happened, you would just pray for more to happen. And obviously, they're not super, super common. But yeah, just the magic of a water main break was so exciting to me that I could not get it out of my head. Like I thought about it all the time. I was like, oh, maybe today will be a water main break. Or if you didn't want to write a test, you're like, maybe today there'll be a water main break.
What do I
please."
have to do
What
to
do I have
cause
to
a water main
do?
break?
Exactly. And they usually dealt with them pretty quickly. It was like a one-day thing, but still.
And as an adult, you look at those poor, probably very well paid people that have to deal with a water main break when it's like minus 50.
Oh, God. No, thank you.
Kill me.
Yeah.
Kill me. There's
No
not enough
thanks.
money in the world. I am too pampered.
Yeah.
I work in radio, damn it. I am under the comforter with my pot of coffee,
Yeah.
watching the real men out there.
I'm being so thankful for them. Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
Anyway, back to you.
This is a very specific to Prince Philip, mid to late 80s elementary school. And this is one of those, I lived it and it was not an issue. It was not a thing. And then as an adult, I found my like yearbook or like the, you know, your parents sometimes put together like clippings and like, here's a
Yep.
photo of you. I don't know if people do it anymore because I think it's just Facebook, but there used to be like a physical book where like grade 1, you'd post the picture of your
Right.
kid on the grade 1 page and
Yep.
write their like height and weight. And then there'd be an envelope and you'd stick like their best drawings or assignments
Right.
in that grade 1 folder, and then you move on to grade 2. My mom found mine that she actually took the time to fill out, which is surprising, being the second child.
Yeah. Wow.
And there were all these newspaper clippings about when John Dolan's roof collapsed,
Wow.
and they brought the John Dolan students to Prince Philip. As a student, it was just like an assembly. There's going to be a bunch of like special needs kids in our space. And let me tell you, nobody cared. We were like, cool, can we go play kickball? Like, as kids, we were like,
Who cares?
it was an announcement. They were there one day. We helped out. It was like a fun, honestly, it was like, okay, we're going to help out with this. You know, we were kind of like, they were like integrated
Yeah.
in some of our, like they had their own class, but we would share recesses and do stuff with these children, and nobody cared. And if you did care, you were an asshole. Like every once in a while someone would be like, oh, I don't know if I want, you know, them in our grade 8 grad picture. I remember one guy saying that, and I was like,
geez.
you are a horrible
You're a
person. And
piece
we like descended on him, and it was kind of like a learning moment. We're like, that is like, why do you even care, you know?
Yeah.
But those comments were few and far between. And then when I got this book from my mom, there is all these newspaper clippings about how the parents were banding together to stop them from coming to our school.
Get real.
Isn't that horrible? I had no idea. This was never talked about with
How
the
long
kids.
were
This was
this-
off our radar.
How long were the students at the school for?
Years.
Oh,
But parents were irate. So you think adults suck in 2026? That's not a new thing.
They've sucked all along.
They did not want
wow.
the special needs kids interacting with their precious kids. And keep in mind, this is not a private school. This is like
Very public.
Prince Philip is
Yeah.
very like mid to lower class, or was at the time,
If
right?
anything, the special needs parents should be like, we don't want our precious kids with these dipshits.
Absolutely.
Excuse my
well, reading the parents, I was so blown away, and I'm still like, I'm still mad I didn't have the opportunity to stand up for that as kids. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
Because I feel like we could have had a voice and been like, nobody in school cares. This is a cool opportunity, honestly.
yeah.
And like nobody ever was like, oh, here's like they were never bullied that I know of. Like wasn't from
Yeah.
our class. There was one really funny moment though. There was this guy Randy, and he was really sweet, and we had Jim, and then it was like time to clean up the mats. And he was like, Randy's going to take 6 mats. And we're like, Randy, don't do it. That's a lot of mats. And he's like, oh, Randy can take 6. Randy's going to take 8.
Third person.
And then he just like, you know, bless his heart, he was trying to drag like 10 mats, and he's just going to have an aneurysm. We're like, Randy, like, let us help you. And he's like, no, I got this. And then the teacher came around, and then we got in trouble because we thought we were like telling Randy to take all the mats. And I just remember it wasn't even our teacher. It was some other teacher that didn't know us. He was all red in the face. And he goes, Randy is not your packing mule. And that was
Oh, geez.
that was a quote we still use today.
Randy is not your
And it was obviously about the teacher, not Randy. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Randy was our bro, but I just remember Randy is not your packing mule. Anytime somebody has to lift something heavy,
Yeah.
to this day,
Yeah.
that is still thrown out there. So thumbs down to the parents of the Prince Philip's
Yeah.
students in the late 80s.
100%.
Horrible. I hope you
Have
grew up
become better
and
people.
become better people, because that's gross. And again, I wish we knew that as the students, and we could have had a voice and been like,
Yeah.
our parents suck. It's not a thing. It's not a big deal.
Ignore them.
This has been a great opportunity for
Yeah.
us.
Oh, geez.
All right.
Okay. Oop, I lost my page here.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me, and this was a bit of elementary and high school, was home economics.
Yes.
And having seen it for me on TV and stuff, like you saw on shows where kids were like cooking at school or
Yeah.
doing whatever at school, I really looked forward to it. I'm a domestic goddess, Curtis. What can I say?
You didn't need to put the word domestic in there.
But you know what I mean? Like I love cooking. I actually have sewn before outside of home ec. My grandma taught me how to sew. I like to knit. And so I was kind of excited for that, but it was also just because in my little brain, having a kitchen in a school was just like, wow, this is allowed. So I was very impressed. In elementary school, I believe we got bused to, I want to say École Victoria. I don't remember, but we got to take it there. It was in the basement. It was really weird, but it was all these stoves and sinks and everything. And we got to cook there and I loved it. I still have one of my cookbooks from home ec, which I've made recipes out of it to this day. And so then once you get to high school, it's within your own school. It's at the end there. We had a whole kitchen side of things. We had the sewing side of things. There was the woodworking and industrial arts and drafting, I believe, at the other end of the school. But just a quick shout out to Mrs. Rumpel. She was our home economics teacher, and she was perfect for the job. She was the most stylish woman ever. She had a flair for interior design. And if you expressed any interest whatsoever in interior design, she would take you to her house and give you a tour because her home was insane. I feel like I remember there being a lot of pink and just being decorated with so much flair. And she was this tiny little woman, but wore the flashiest clothes. And she was wonderful. And I know everybody took that class as a joke because you cooked, you messed around, but she would read out all the questions for our final exam to us. Question 2 is going to be, how do you, da-da-da-da. And we were all like, who are you and why are you so amazing? And you just had an absolute blast. I know she probably didn't get as much respect as she deserved because it was the 90s and kids in high school were, again, treating that class as a bit of a brush off. But I had such a blast. And I don't know, I think those kind of classes are still important. because a lot of kids don't get to learn those basics at home. I did. So I got like at school and at home. But I just think it's so important still. And I love the fact that I believe it's still offered in schools.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry. I'm just trying to think.
You're looking to me for
Because
for confirmation. I'd assume so.
I was wondering if Noah had the option to take it.
I don't. Noah went to a French science high school, so
okay.
he wasn't making bread. Although one day he'll be making bread
Right?
because he's smart as a whiff.
So yeah, just a warm fuzzy.
And he's going into fourth year toxicology in the University of Saskatchewan, but neither here nor there.
Hey, easy there, humble brag, which is great. So yeah, shout out to home ec.
Also, I went to wood shop. What is it called?
Industrial
arts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got bussed to different school, and it felt like you were getting away with something, right?
That's what I mean. For
Yeah.
ours too, for
Yeah.
home ec, it was like, where are you taking us?
It's like we get to go on a bus, and we get to go to this exotic new school,
Yeah.
live in someone else's world,
Right?
do something hands-on. Yeah, absolutely. Absolute home run.
So cool.
So when we get the Stacey Cooper cooking show off the ground, are
Oh,
you gonna
right.
are you gonna do have a special episode,
I'll do a recipe out of my book.
recipe out of your book?
Yeah.
Give a shout out, bring her on.
I think it'll be the biscuits. God, were they ever good?
Yeah.
Homemade biscuits with butter? Sign me up.
Okay. There was a kid who was bullying one of the girls. I think this was a grade above us. I was probably in grade 5 or 6. And I don't want to drag this guy because I'm looking at it through an adult eyes now. He was our principal for a few years. And even back then, he just seemed like he needed attention so bad. And he would always do things to get in the news. You know what I mean? He
The
just
principal?
Yes,
Okay.
Prince Philip was in the newspaper all the time. There was a kid in our school whose dad worked for the Star Phoenix, and it was like every other month
Okay.
we would be in the paper for something. So I
Right.
feel like he may have exploited that, if that's
Yep.
the word, where he wanted to be like that guy. So anyway, he had the cops come in and handcuff this boy and take him out for bullying this girl.
What?
That happened
In elementary
in
school?
elementary school. Yep.
Where was he when the special needs kids were coming over?
He was there. He was the principal at the time.
Interesting.
To his credit, I think he fought for it and made it happen. But again, you look back now and you're like, okay, was that just he knew that would get him? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know.
hate that.
It's
I
like
hate
a
that.
publicity stunt in a way.
Yeah, but he also funny you mentioned that because I wasn't sure if I wanted to tell the story or not. But he had a big assembly before they came, and he talked about how he hated labels, and we are not to refer to them as the mentally handicapped because that's a label. We should call them the TMHs,
Which is,
a label, and stands for the mentally handicapped.
oh, geez, wow.
Yeah, that's a. Again, I'm looking at this through adult eyes and different times, and I'm trying to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. But he was also, when we built a new playground, he was front page, him going down the slide with his
Okay.
hands above his head.
Oh, boy.
So I feel like he just had that direct line to the news, and liked to do things that put himself in the newspaper.
Yeah, fair enough. I can see that.
Yeah. So this kid got taken out in handcuffs, and I believe you better believe that was probably in the Star Phoenix. And nothing
Wow.
ever really became of it, but it was like a big thing because we all watched as this kid
Oh, my God.
smirking got taken out of, got walked out to a cop on each side, and he's in
That's
handcuffs, and they walked him down
ridiculous.
the hallway and out the back. And I don't know, they probably put him in the car for 5 minutes and let him go.
Well, exactly.
But
What's
still
that
talked
called?
about to this
Like
day.
a-
Performance.
Performative.
Performative. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is probably the best word to describe this guy. It was just everything was performative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He did give me his exhibition badge, though. So
Oh.
it wasn't all bad.
Okay.
We had some like exhibition day on one of the last days of school. And he had this giant, the button.
Yeah.
And it was the X logo. And I said, can I have that? And he was like, absolutely. So redeeming quality there.
Redeemed himself instantly.
Redeemed himself. I guess he knew that wasn't going to get him on the front page of the paper, that button. So
Right, don't
he can,
get rid
he
of
can let
this.
it go. There we go.
All right. I want to take myself and you back to
Yes.
I want to say grade 3 or 4, playing tag out at recess in the wintertime. And that's what we did back then. We actually played tag. And we were on the rink, I believe. Well, yeah, we were on the rink, and I was playing with a girl. Her name was Buffy. And actually,
Love that.
Buffy.
Yeah.
She was an absolute sweetheart.
Okay.
And she had tagged me, and I turned around and went to chase after her and basically did a Flintstone with the traction.
Running in place.
Couldn't get any traction whatsoever. And I proceeded to fall and smash my head onto the ice. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, but I have this bump here.
I haven't.
It's almost like a weather gauge. It changes with the weather.
Holy
But I smoked my head so hard on the ice. And Buffy, I remember her coming over right away. Oh my gosh, are you okay? And she took her mitten and she put it on my head for me because I was like holding my head.
Oh, holding your brain inside.
Basically,
Yeah.
I ended up getting the biggest goose egg. Like I'm talking, I don't even know what I'm showing. Like an Oreo.
Yeah.
Like a large Oreo goose egg.
Yes.
I remember going back inside and going to the bathroom because I thought I was going to throw up. They phoned my mom. She had to come get me. Like I 100% had a concussion because I also, my teachers were telling me, don't fall asleep, don't fall asleep. And I was like, I'm not tired. I just want to throw up. And so when mom came and got me, she was driving down 33rd Street. I don't remember which hospital she was taking me to, but I had to pull over and throw up, and it was on Avenue I and 33rd Street. I remember the house exactly. I was like, I barfed right there. But what was so funny is before mom took me to the hospital, she stopped in to see my dad and be like, Stacy hit her head. I'm taking her to the hospital. I was like, can we go? Please, mom.
Wow.
It was just this random, I don't know why.
That sounds performative too.
It was weird, and maybe she missed dad and just wanted to see him.
Yeah.
Or maybe she wanted to be like, look at your child, she's injured. So yeah, I definitely had a concussion. And this bump, it went down, but I'm left with now, I want to say like probably a quarter-size permanent goose egg
Really?
that has not gone away.
Wow.
And it shows up in pictures. Ceiling like pot lighting, terrible for my bump. It
Okay.
shows up so bad. And like I said, there are certain days where it's like someone who I've known for a really long time will be like, hey, what happened to your head? You got a bump there. I'm like, I'm really sensitive about this. But I have to explain the whole story again and be like, no, I smoked my head when I was a kid. And it just never went away.
See, now I can't stop staring at your forehead. That's going to
Right?
be a thing now. You're
You're
going to be like,
welcome.
Curtis, my eyes are here.
Yeah, my eyes are just below
My
that
eyes
bump. Thank
just
you.
below that bump, okay? Curtis, right here.
But yeah, just
That's crazy.
Such a random, I
Yeah.
think that's the only time I've had a concussion in my life.
Yeah. See you bounced up after hitting your head that hard, and we're like, I want a career in radio.
Right. But also too, like the fact that the bump just stayed, like I'm left with
Mm-hmm.
this constant reminder. Oh, and sometimes when I was a teenager, I would get a zit right on the bump.
Whoa,
Good
forget
night.
about it.
That was terrible.
That's coming into the room 5 seconds before the rest of you.
right. Anyway, bumping my head. Back
Yeah.
to you.
I will kind of piggyback off that a bit. Do you remember all the very, very dangerous games you played in recess as a kid? King of the Hill. Did you guys play King of the Hill?
100%.
Where the older kids would be at the top of a giant snow hill.
Yep.
Like not the hill that you go tobogganing
No,
down.
a snow one.
Yeah, like the grader would come by and make this. At the time, it seemed like it was 30 feet high.
Of course.
And then the grade 8s or the grade 7s would be at the top, and all the younger grades would try to get to the top, and they would just pick you up and throw you back down.
Yeah, or
and
kick you, push you with their feet.
It was the greatest game ever. Just absolute carnage. Like, I cannot, however you visualize it in your head, dear listeners, it was way worse than that. Just
Yeah.
like a sea of winter jackets and ski pants, like 360ing down the hill. One after another, like just waves.
And then getting knocked down and trying so hard and getting back up and going again.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to get to the top.
You wanted to get to the top just to be thrown down again. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know how you won. It's not like you got to stay at the top. Like no, you just kept going back up and getting thrown down and trudging back up and getting thrown down. It was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
We had another game that people swear the older kids at Prince Philip made. It was called TMNT, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it was just this game where there'd be two teams and you had to fight the other person in quotes, but it was like if you touched their arm, not their hand, like their arm, they had to put that arm behind their back, same with their legs. And if you touched them on the head, they were dead. So it was like
okay.
this almost like karate skill
Yeah.
So you try to touch them on the head, but if you try to touch them on the head, someone touched your hand, then you couldn't, or your arm. You had to put that arm. So there'd be people hopping around like on one leg, still fighting, still being like going on their back, trying to kick you in the leg or arm to, you know.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, and just something about being bored that just spawned all these games, and
the
that's
creativity.
gone.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Where the Wild Things Are, the movie? Probably 2007, 2008.
No, just the book.
Okay, yeah. Movie is not that great, but I just remember there's one scene, and it's just a bunch of like jump cuts. It's the kid pushed outside because he's bored, and he's just walking around in the snow. And then there's just all these shots of him doing nothing. He's like banging a stick against the wall. And I remember my kid was like, "What is he doing?" I was like, "He's bored. He's bored."
See that?
His parents don't care. They're like, "Go outside."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Do what?" He's like, "Just go outside." He's bored.
Yeah. And that's why we did Dangerous Things, is because we
Yes.
were like, I wonder if this would work. Well, there's no one here to stop me. So, yes, I will bury this kid in a snowbank. It's so crazy.
And just these games that came, and we played ball tag. Somebody crumpled up a piece of paper and wrapped it in tape, and then we just whipped it at each other. And we did that for years.
Do you remember, too, like bouncing the ball off the building? Like,
Yeah.
just like a little handheld, one of those blue, white, red stripy things.
No.
God.
Red Rover. Red Rover. Remember one year we had this little British girl that was here for 1 year, and she went under the arms, and we just like ate her alive.
Like on purpose or by accident?
And she's like, "Don't you play double under?" We're like, "What is your deal? You throw yourself." Like if
You
either
can break through the
either if
arms.
you're not winded or you haven't like ripped someone's arm out of their socket, like what are we even doing? But yeah, she ran up and then like ducked and lifted the arms.
That's
And
embarrassing
we just,
for her.
I'm sure that's why she didn't come back the next year.
Oh,
We
man.
were like, "Go back to England. What is the
If
matter
you don't
with
know
you?"
our rules, you can't be here.
That was the breaking point
Wow.
for the kids at Prince Philip. We're like, "Don't you dare go against the
Our
rules laid
rules.
down
Yeah.
by the Red Rover forefathers." Okay, right? You have to bust through that arm.
Oh, my God.
Like success doesn't come without pain in Red Rover. Okay. Mm-hmm. What are we even doing? Okay.
Okay. Back to me.
Back to you.
I would like to bring up a very a very special memory.
Okay.
And that is Beep
Yeah.
at school. Being able to buy Beep or chocolate milk or milk. Did they
Vico?
Vico,
Do you mean
yeah.
Vico?
Sorry, what did I even say there? And how that was just so
Go back to England.
right? Don't you know what it's called here? It's not chocolate milk, it's Vico. I can't believe I said that.
It's okay. Everyone gets one.
but
By the way,
how-
sorry, this Diet Coke is amazing, by the way.
Isn't it? You're welcome.
Thank you.
Help yourself. It's in the
I'll
fridge.
shut up now. Go.
But just how cool. It was just such a part of the day. It was like I'm pretty sure it was 25 cents for a little 1-cup carton of either Beep, Vico, or regular milk. I'm sure they had all three options. And when I went to Lester B, we had a special needs class all the time in our school, and they were the ones who sold it at lunchtime. And you made friends with them because they were like your waiter,
Your dealer.
your dealer in
Beep
essence.
dealer.
One
They got the
beep,
beep
please.
hookup.
And it was just, you didn't have to worry about a drink. And obviously we weren't glugging around water bottles back then. That is what we drank,
Yeah.
was the little carton of Beep or Vico and a sip from the water fountain. And I don't remember when it stopped. Was it still available? I went to Lawson Heights after LBP. And I don't remember if it was still in the gym then. This would have been when I was starting grade 7. But I wonder, like, why don't they have that now? Why not put milk in the schools for kids at a reasonable price? Offer them that instead of, I guess they don't really offer a lot necessarily in every school. But and it felt special. Like you went to that little counter in the gym that had a sink and a fridge in it. Woo!
Yeah.
It's so exciting. And yeah, you got your juice and then you ate your lunch in the science room with everybody else watching the Flintstones. And it was a perfect life at that moment.
It was. We had it and we
had
lost it.
Now it's gone.
There's probably milk allergies and lactose intolerance, and you got to take all that into
There's probably
consideration.
red dye number 5 in Beep, which is why it
not
tasted
trying to,
so
not
good.
trying to sound like a boomer again, but that's probably why they have removed milk
Yeah. But can I just say too, and I think I've said this before, I don't understand why someone hasn't brought back either one of those for the most insane nostalgia marketing campaign ever. Who are these people and how do we convince them to bring Vico back?
Yeah.
Just slap the Dairyland stuff in a different carton, which I'm sure that's what it was, and make some beep. Like,
There's some documentary in there.
Yes.
Some documentary opportunities.
100%.
Go find out. Go tell the story. The seedy underground, the seedy origins
Right?
of Beep.
Yes.
Its rise, its fall.
I would be happy to be part of that documentary.
Yeah. Someone has generational wealth because of Beep.
Guaranteed.
And they got out of the game. They saw the writing on the wall.
And they're just
like,
sitting
they
there
gotta
now
get out of the game.
watching us all nostalgic about it.
Yeah. They're like, you want it now and you can't get it. I own it.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's an ego thing.
Probably. Like no Beep
But they
for
could
you.
make more money. That's
Maybe
the
it was
thing.
like the Flappy Birds. Remember that? Mm-hmm. They made so much money, the guy felt guilty when he
Yeah.
was making like $1 million a day that he just shut it down.
Yeah.
It's like nobody should have access to this
insane,
like just insane
tap.
wealth.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was with Beep.
Maybe. I'm still sad about it. but
All right.
Anyway.
Real quick, we should touch on that no one drank water.
No.
Nobody drank water. Like you didn't drink water in your childhood. No one had a water bottle. The only time you drank water was after gym because it was like the thing to do in the line, or when you wanted to use one of your like every 2 days you got to go to the bathroom or the
Yes,
water.
exactly.
And it was just a time waster because you could go to the sink outside your classroom, but that sucked. Not the sink, the water fountain outside your classroom. But if you went to the one on the other side of the school, it was
course.
always cold. And it was just like no matter where you were in the school, the far one was always colder, and you had to do that. And it was an extra
And
like
it wastes
5
more
minutes.
time.
You
Exactly.
betcha.
Can I just say very quickly on top of that,
Yep.
there was a girl when I was in grade 6. She had the worst asthma ever, and she coughed and coughed and coughed and coughed so much. The poor thing. She was allowed to have a water bottle. She was allowed to drink water during class. And I can't tell you how badly I wanted asthma, so I could drink water in class. I was so jealous of her
Oh no.
and her unfortunate condition
Yeah.
because I just wanted to have water at my desk. And now kids are not 3 steps from any source of water.
Yeah.
Water bottle,
They got
fountains,
their Stanley
whatever.
that's bigger than their desk.
Anyway,
Anyway. Okay.
back to you.
Shout out to the teachers who have to teach sex ed, whatever it's called now. That can't be easy.
It was lifestyles
Yeah.
for us back in school.
We had a male teacher, and this is one of our just defining elementary moments that we still talk about. He was a character, good guy. I'm not dragging him at all, but he had to give the sex talk to a bunch of grade 6ers, and he had some wild takes, man. He had some like, this is probably just a comment that they're not going to remember 30 years later, and we remember.
Guess what?
So on top of the physics of what goes where and how everything works, he just decided to add, and you know, sometimes, you know, you want it and your partner doesn't. Like one time, quote, I was chasing my wife around the house and then she threw a potato at me, end quote. And if I could tell you the silence that rang through our grade 6 room, picturing
Wow. Oh my
Picturing-
gosh.
that, picturing our just like horny to the 11th teacher chasing his wife around their house to the point where she throws a potato at him.
Inappropriate.
He just, you know, it was like I think he just thought that'd be a funny anecdote.
I
of
want
like,
to relate to these kids. Let me give them a life example from me and my wife. Oh, dude.
It's a tough story to tell.
Yeah.
'Cause that's not the reaction we have. We're not like, that was so inappropriate, because we know the dude.
How can I convey consent to these children?
That's right.
I know. I'm going to give an example.
And you think about like relationships, and that's kind of funny. It was probably a funny moment between him and his wife.
Sure.
Of like, like, I'm busy. Here's whipping a potato at her husband.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm going to tell this at school tomorrow.
Yeah. And he's like, I have no blood in my head, so I'm just going
I
to
can't even think.
can't even think, and bam, a potato. So we still talk about that
As you would.
as you know, yeah, potato,
Potato.
a potato,
Okay.
very specific object. Nobody asked, like, was she
It's
cooking?
what was
Does she just
handy.
have potatoes in her pockets? Is that like his kryptonite? She just carries potatoes around, and
Whoa, what
here
was
he
I?
comes.
What was I doing?
It's the only way to stop this.
Like the fireballs in Mario.
Yes, I like to think that.
Okay.
it doesn't matter if that lady has a headache. It's just potatoes. It's the only thing that can stop it from happening.
Exactly.
God, this is getting dark.
Anyway,
Let's go. Move on.
back to me.
Yes.
Ping pong.
Oh, sorry.
Curtis,
I just got an email.
Okay.
Keep going.
So I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, I was raised very strictly by my parents, and that was fine. Like, it was the way Mennonites were, I believe. And my mom laid my clothes out for me till I want to say I was probably in grade 6, 5. And I remember I had this wicker hamper, and it was my laundry hamper, and she would lay the clothes out on the hamper for me for the next day. And I remember waking up in the morning and looking at what she had laid out for me, and just being like, having this, like, talking to myself. I was in the basement and no one could probably hear me. So I was just like, I do not want to wear this today. And standing there staring at my laundry hamper with this terrible outfit that my mom had picked out for me, and just being so mad about it. But there was no way I would possibly go against her and be like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to wear this today, Mom. She'd be like, wear the damn clothes, Stacey.
What's happening?
And I can't
Power
tell
shifting.
you how many times, and this was like obviously all those years and potentially even a bit later, how badly I wanted to go to a private school, like on TV, where you got to wear a school uniform. I wanted that so badly. No thinking about what to wear every day, because everything was always the same. And then I've heard from people who are like, no, it sucks because you have to wear the same thing every day. And always, you want what you don't have, obviously. But I just remember, like, the anticipation of waking up and being like, what's it going to be today? And it'd be this terrible outfit. Those were the issues that I was dealing with as a child, was my wardrobe. And how terrible it was that my mom had laid out for me.
Do you remember when it stopped?
Well,
Was there a break?
I feel
where
like
you were
it
like,
was-
Mom, or does she still do it?
No, she doesn't do
Okay.
it anymore. She just stopped last year.
Yeah, that's rough.
I don't remember the actual like time it stopped. If it just, maybe I spoke up and was like, I really like to just pick out my own clothes. Or maybe I started like, I think sometimes I would also like alter what she had. I would come home without a piece of clothing and she'd be like, where is it? I was like, I didn't want to wear it anyway. There was probably something dumb that happened that ended that little scenario. But yeah, clothing for me in elementary school was a big deal, because I wanted to be my own person, man. I wanted to wear my own clothes.
She probably thinks about that day as a parent.
Probably.
The day you were like, no, you're not.
The day the
putting on-
wardrobe died.
Yeah, the day the wardrobe died. Not trying to be dramatic, but
Well, it was pretty. At the time, it seemed super heavy.
that was probably like milestone for her. She's like, damn, Stacey's growing up,
Yeah.
picking out her own.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Anyway, that's my clothing story. Back
good.
to you.
This is in grade 12. I'm jumping ahead. I was in band, and we went to Banff for some like band thing, which was really fun, right?
Very road trip.
Yeah. And the band kids were actually, I don't know if they were cool, but they were fun, right? And so we get to Banff and we play, and then immediately the next morning, there's all these rumors going around that some of the kids had alcohol in their
Ooh.
hotel room, and somebody narked on them, and they got busted. And I adore my band teacher, one of my favorite teachers. Like, my high school band teacher, had him all 4 years. Great dude. He's still out there doing stuff. I don't know if he's teaching, but I don't want to name him. But I just remember, because you know when you have someone that you just think is the nicest person in the world, and then you see them losing it, you're like, what is happening?
Oh, yeah.
I cannot believe you even have this gear. We were on the bus, and I don't know why, he was just berating this one girl in front of
For
everyone.
the potential booze?
She got busted.
Oh,
like
she did.
was 100% guilty, but he was doing it in front of everyone, and he's like, I've never been more disappointed in anyone. Like, I kind of want to make it so you don't graduate. And this was like in front of the bus.
Oh my gosh.
And she was just like bawling. And I was like, oh my God, like, what? You know, there's all the rumors and the whole, you know, telephone thing of like, the story gets warped, but you didn't think it was like that serious. But I was like, what? Like, what even happened?
Yeah.
Because this sounds like more than, oh, we snuck in a beer. So to this day, I don't really know. Nobody really got to the bottom of like how serious or what happened, or someone got busted, or if it like we got uninvited forever because of that, or something, you know?
I doubt it. I feel like that's a problem that happened.
But this was not a guy. This guy took everything in stride. And whatever actually happened, he lost it. So it must have like really looked poorly on him or the school or
Maybe.
something, because that was the most out of character Jekyll and Hyde thing I may have ever seen from a teacher.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
It's
I
like
get
wanted
it.
to rip off the Scooby-Doo mask and see who's really underneath, because that wasn't our band teacher.
Wow.
But just remember just the silence, and he just tore into her for probably like a minute. And she just sat there bawling,
Devastating for
probably
her.
hungover,
Yeah.
bawling.
I knew I shouldn't have drank that stupid Canadian cooler. Ugh.
So still don't know what happened there, but man,
Oh, man.
it was just like, it seemed so cruel. No,
And unnecessary.
and out of character.
Yeah. All right.
All this
Take that
sweet,
sip.
sweet Diet Coke
I know. It's
is
distracting.
I
don't.
delaying the ping pong sound effect.
I know. That's why I should get a button. We should get Tristan to make a sound effect for us.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to worry about making it ourselves. Handbells.
Oh my God.
I don't know if they were, I don't think they were available in every school.
Before you go, can I just say that is elementary school girl royalty.
Oh my God, Curtis. I still think about it. If I pick up a wine glass and then I pick up another wine glass, I can't not play the handbells. Because I was in handbells for grades 7 and 8 at Lawson Heights. And I loved it so much that I looked into joining a group outside of school. Like when I was in grade 9, they didn't offer it at high school. I was going to join like a private group or whatever and do handbells there. I loved it so, so much. And when I bring up stories about me taking handbells, I get ridiculed by people who are like, oh my God, you did not play hand.
Haters.
Are you kidding me? Yes, I played
Haters.
handbells,
They didn't make the cut.
obviously.
That is
And-
some serious jealousy going on.
And I don't know, like I took organ lessons as well. So I was musical. I could read music. It was like band, but cooler in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was so cool. And all the cool chicks took it.
All the cool chicks took it.
So I was in there and I was like, this club is pretty cool. And we were good. We had tournaments at different schools. We'd go and play for seniors. I think we even played at our grade 8 grad.
Yeah.
And there was something about the, well, you said like royalty, but even the
Elite.
It was elite because it had special cases. You had to wear gloves to play them. And it was just so much better than band in a way because we were all playing the same thing.
Yep.
We were all kind of on the same level. Plus, I don't want to brag, but I played the big ones, okay?
Yeah.
The little ones were so shrill and weird and annoying, but I always got to play like the bass. And God, I loved it so much. And who knows, maybe I should look into it. Maybe there already is. If there's a handbell,
Adult competitive handbell.
adult handbells, Saskatoon, please
I
tell
don't want
me.
to sound like weird because these are kids, you know, but grade 7 and 8, you're already kind of interested in the opposite sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're figuring that out. And as a boy, grade 7 and 8, there was something really hot about the handbell girls.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I mean.
the button-up white shirts and the
Vests?
and the black skirts. I remember honestly having this conversation where we'd be like, "Do you see Kelly, like average Kelly, in the handbell choir?
Yeah.
Hot. What happened? There's some weird pixie dust
That
on the
sprinkles-
handbell girls. Yeah.
It was.
Like girls that we never talked about. We're like, damn, if you see her in her hand, I'm like that is a glow up.
Yeah.
Handbells, man.
It was amazing. I don't know. It says there are some in Saskatoon, but they're all church based. But
Gotta
maybe
have
I can.
denominational handbell.
Maybe I can convert
No.
so I can play the bells. I need to play the bells.
You can, yeah, it's a 1-2 punch. You can play the bells and
Ooh.
save your soul.
Zodiac Tapestry Handbells, a prominent based handbell choir directed by Janet Wilson.
Janet Wilson.
I'm looking into this.
'Kay.
I am looking into this.
Sign me
Anyway,
up, JW.
and then maybe I'll meet. Like, do you meet guys at these handbell things? I don't
might.
know. Maybe. Anyway,
That'd be a keeper.
back to you.
Okay, was it back to me?
Yeah.
Okay. In grade 8, there it's still there, but there's a convenience store right beside Prince Philip. It used to be called Dino's. I don't know what it is now. And that was like the go-to, right?
Yep.
Sour candy, slushes, bags of chips, even for a while. If you go there now, I haven't been there for like a year, but because my parents moved out of Bell Crescent, but there were still the slats on the wall in the back corner that they used to have VHS and DVD movie rentals on.
Oh, yeah.
And that just breaks my heart because it's these dusty slats and nothing,
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. But I can remember walking down there and renting Super Nintendo games, being like, this is great. I can walk here, right? One, it's probably pretty late in grade 8, probably May, maybe April. We were walking by Dino's, a bunch of the dudes, and they were throwing away flats of expired pop just behind in the
Pardon me?
in the garbage. And we were like, can we have that? And they're like, well, you don't want it. It was like from the back room. It's like a year old. And we're like, okay. But
You underestimate.
we took it anyway.
Okay.
And we took great joy in shaking them and throwing them against the side of the school. Like the cement.
Oh, so you didn't drink them.
It wasn't breaking anything. Big, thick cement elementary school walls. So we were in the playground. We were having a great old time. It was probably like a Wednesday night.
Wow.
Like 8 o'clock, right? We're shaking these cans and whipping them against the wall, and then they explode.
Yeah.
This is a good time for a bunch of what are you, 12, 13-year-old kids, right? Male aggression. It's exploding. It's making a sound. This is great. And then my friend Adam, who is like the absolute just athlete, good at everything, he's like, I'm going to ring the bell. So he shakes it, and he whips it from way too far away that no regular normal person would ever hit the bell. But of course, from 30 feet away, he nails it. The bell falls off the school, Stacy. The bell falls off the school, and we don't know what to do. So someone picks up the bell, and they throw it on the school roof.
Oh, my God. Making it worse.
And then the next morning, we're all standing around outside, all looking at each other. And then at 9 o'clock, we hear... because there's no bell, right?
Nothing to knock against.
So we go to school, and we're like, that's really funny. And then by the end of the day, the new principal, comes and is like, hey, so, I don't want to accuse anyone, but there were some girls in grade 2 or 3 playing in the park, and they said last night
Those little snitches.
a bunch of grade 8 boys knocked the bell off the school and then threw it on the roof.
Wow.
And we went up and we found the bell on the roof. So obviously there's some truth to this. Does anybody know anything? And we're all like, no. But then we had this one friend, Scott Lemon, who just constantly cracked under pressure. And we all slowly look at Scott Lemon, and he is shaking and sweating. No. And we're like, don't do it, Scott. Don't do it, Scott. Don't do it, Scott. And then he didn't.
He didn't.
He didn't.
Wow.
I'm sure we looked guilty. I'm sure he knew.
Well, and
but they put the bell back on, and it was fine, Stacy. They put the physical bell back on, and it worked again. And that was the story of when we knocked the bell off the wall of the school, which really is the story about Scott Lemon not
cracking under pressure
for the first and only time, I think.
Amazing. Good for him.
Shout out Scott Lemon.
Good for him.
All right. I don't even know where we're at.
I don't know number-wise. I'm just going through my
Sure.
list. But I want to talk about grade 4 and the teacher I had. It was a man. I don't want to give his name out because it's weird. But a good amount of us girls had a huge crush on him.
A teacher?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he was funny, and he was... I don't know if I was old enough to understand how good of a teacher he was, but I really enjoyed him. He was a fun guy.
Well,
and
charisma takes you a long way, right?
And he had a big mustache and photo gray glasses, the kind that when you go outside, they turn dark. So when he came back in, it was like he was wearing sunglasses still. We just loved him, all of us girls. And we used to... because we ate lunch at school, and I don't know if he was maybe our lunchroom supervisor. And I think maybe at a certain grade we got to eat in our classrooms. Regardless, we used to fight and clamor over who got to rinse his lunch dishes out for him. So here's this guy who at the time was probably in his 20s. I don't even know, maybe 30s. And he would rinse his dishes out. And finally we were like, we can do that for you. We can do that. And then we'd fight with each other over who got to take it to the bathroom and rinse out his dishes for him. And here he is, getting these children to, not that it was work or anything, but we used to do anything we possibly could to either get close to him, spend more time with him, do something for him. Because if you got to, you were the chosen one. And it sounds so crazy that, I don't know. You get, and it wasn't anything like obviously. It was not. It was just that you wanted to be his favorite. And so we would do things for him. We would clean the garbage, like empty the garbage after school. We were doing his work in essence, not his actual school work, but just anything we possibly could to make him happy or be on his good side or shove it in another girl's face.
What grade was this again?
4.
Yeah.
So you're like 8, 9 years
you're
old.
Slowly figuring it out.
Yeah.
You're like, here's someone who is captivating, and I want them to like me, and I want them to give me their attention to make me feel special.
Yeah. And so I'm going to rinse out his spaghetti container, which I know exactly. It was the Tupperware, not the one with like all the little lines in the middle, but like the flat one. Anyway, just so weird. And I know he's I don't want to say he's prominent in the community, but he was active outside of school in the community. And I saw a picture of him a little while ago, and I was just like, oh my God. And it brought back nice memories, cute memories. So anyway, that was my crush on my grade 4 teacher.
This isn't one of mine, but that just reminded me of, when you grow up and you look back at things through adult eyes?
Yes.
How different it is.
Oh my God, all the time.
It was like the 10th or the 11th grade, and it must have been some practicum girl who, again, was probably in her 20s that came and took over teaching English for us for like 3 weeks. And gorgeous. So when you're a grade 10, grade 11 boy,
right,
this is the greatest class, right? And then we would always talk about how like she would always like find an excuse to like twirl in her skirt or like, and I don't mean this in like she would rub her hands down her body all the time, and we would always be like, man, she did it again today, right? And as a grade 10, 11 boy, you're like, this is the greatest. And I look back now and I'm like, what a psycho. Because like there is no way she did not know what she was doing. Like with an adult brain, you would not act like that in front of high school kids unless you wanted that attention so bad.
Oh man,
and she got it.
Yeah,
she got it. We talked about her daily. But like I look back now and I'm like, girl, what was your deal?
What?
That's not healthy.
Well, and that's like hormones are existent in high school, but you would hope that by the time you went to university and became a practice teacher or whatever you want to call it, that you would recognize the situation you're in and your behavior.
Yeah, she did not. Okay, for real, back to me though. Okay. This is one of my saddest, most random memories. There was. My parents did not buy candy. This had to have been a gift. And I looked online for it so often, like once a year around Christmas, and I cannot find it. There was some sort of chocolate that came in a gold bar shaped box. Okay. In the movies when people steal gold bars, it's like a rectangle, but it goes up at the top.
Yeah.
And it's about this big, about a foot long.
Yep.
They had this box, my parents, and it must have had chocolate in it at some point, but they kept the box because it's this shiny gold bar. It looks like a movie prop.
Yeah.
And it was in our storage room forever. And every Christmas when we had to act out the nativity, like the three wise men, I was like, people came to me for the entire run of elementary school.
For gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Like people saw it when we were probably in like the grade 4 when we, I got to be one of the wise men and I got to carry this gold bar and it looked so legit. And then when I was in like grade 6, the grade 8s would be like,
can we use it?
Are you the guy with the gold bar? And I was like, yes, leaning back like
Here
the Godfather, right?
Yeah.
That was my thing. I was the guy that had the gold bar. And somewhere along the line, my hoarder parents who, have 600 mason jars and they threw it out.
Oh no.
Stacy, when we were moving, I was like, the first thing I want is the goddamn gold bar. Like, I don't think you realize how popular that made me. And my mom was like, I think I threw that out. I was like, why the hell? It looked like a gold bar, Bev. What are you doing to me? Like, I could pass this down to my kids. I need them to be popular at the Christmas pageant. You have no idea the power this thing has. It's gone.
Oh, man.
It's gone forever.
That's too bad.
Yeah, my sister and I bond over the stuff that they decided to get rid of.
How dare they?
For people who don't get rid of anything.
How dare they?
It was like, this may have value to our kids, so this is what we got to get rid of. This is the one thing this year we'll get rid of just because they might want it.
I'm sure it wasn't spiteful. It was probably just like,
who wants
this piece of junk
who
and
wants
off
a
it
realistic
goes.
gold bar prop?
Nobody.
Nobody would find.
Oh man. Well, you know
I'm
what?
getting worked up, Stacey. I'm getting worked up.
It's decaying somewhere under the ground in a landfill, probably.
Just
Unless
like,
it didn't go into the
just
dump.
like my mood.
Just like your mood.
Just like life.
Oh man.
I feel like we've done 12 each already. How long have we been?
I don't know.
We hit the hour.
Should we make this the next
we
one
wrap
our
this
last
up?
one? Okay, here's my last one.
Okay.
Lunchtime at school for me, my parents made me very good lunches. I remember getting like alphagetti in a thermos with white bread buttered so I could dip my bread in the alphagetti. It was always good sandwiches, usually like a salami sandwich or a peanut butter sandwich, sometimes a cheese sandwich. Like it was good. And then you would get frozen juice box that you could cut open and have like slush for your drink.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God, so cool. And then every once in a while, if we had like a nice chicken dinner, we would get a chicken sandwich for lunch. And I remember when I got into like grade 8, 7, instead of the teachers moving, the students moved for classes. So we would get to school, go to your first class, have it in there. But then for period 2 or your next class, we'd have to move and go down the hall to a different class, which I thought was bullshit. I was like, I don't want to move. And it just opened up the door for other kids to come into your classroom. And so I think, this was grade 8, grade 7 for me, because a grade 8 class came into our class. And when you bring your lunch to school, you just kept it in your lunch bag at the back of the classroom. And so we get back to our own classroom just before lunch, and I go back there to get my backpack. And there's my lunch, a beautiful chicken sandwich with lettuce and mayo, my slushy drink. I feel like there was puff wheat squares in there as well. I was so looking forward to this lunch, like so looking forward to it. And somebody in grade 8 had gone through my backpack, first of all, which was like an invasion of privacy.
Well, yeah.
Oh my God. And ate maybe, but most of it was just dismantled. They didn't even eat all of it. They just like sort of tore it apart and left it at the back of the classroom. I still think about that chicken sandwich and how, I don't know, like I know kids do mean things,
That's like your villain origin.
but it was just,
Yeah.
I was so pissed off.
The darkness
And that's
seeped
when
in
it
that
started.
day, Stacey.
And then I became a vigilante.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, it was just, and I remember telling the teacher, I'm like, somebody went through my bag, and they're like, oh, we don't know who it was. And I was like, this whole system of moving classes is bullshit because I lost my sandwich. I was so,
This has to change.
it can't be. And
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it still continued, but I just was so upset because then I had nothing to eat. I had
Yeah.
to like skim off my friends.
And that's not
It's not cool.
good.
And it was such a good sandwich. I know it was. So
one
anyway,
that
to
got
whoever ate my lunch, F you.
It brought about change, though.
I hope you
You
choked
rallied
on
the
it.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my last memory.
Really, really quick. One of my first school memories. I mean, this is grade 1. Someone, one of the kids that was only there for like 2 months. Mm-hmm. One of the rougher looking kids. She stole Duso the dolphin, the puppet.
Who's that?
We just had this puppet and we all loved it. It was called Duso the dolphin.
The class puppet?
Yeah.
And she stole it?
And it was like Duso, like, I don't know, Duso, like Duso does. I can't remember, but I just remember one day it was like, where the fuck's Duso?
Where is he?
Where is he? He was not there. Duso was missing. And it was like glossed over, and they brought out like this bee puppet, and we were like, nah, lady, where's Duso? And then after the first week of no Duso,
Yeah.
it was the rumor going around that this troubled kid had stolen Duso,
Stolen
and we
it.
never got it back.
Oh,
We never got it back. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know what happened to Duso, but
Well,
anyway.
clearly
Okay.
she sold it on the black market.
What was my last one? Oh yes, one of my earliest memories. I was skipping down the hall, Stacey. I was probably in like grade 1, maybe kindergarten.
Filled
even.
with joy.
Skipping down the
innocence.
hall, and one of the older boys like stopped me, and this is actually quite sad. He said, "Don't skip. People will think you're gay."
Oh, jeez.
And I didn't even know what that was, but I just remember being like, "Oh, I don't want that." Like
Whatever it is.
I don't want that. And I think about that guy sometimes because if he would have seen me growing up and seen how many quote stereotypical gay things I do, that would not have been on his radar.
No.
As someone who wore a hat that said Saskatoon Princess on it for
Right.
probably a decade and is like doesn't watch sports, doesn't do anything manly, tell stories with his hands.
And would he be like, I told you so?
He would have been, he'd been like, it's Skip, kid. Skip. That's the... So maybe that sent me on a path of like, you know what? I'm going to break some stigma here.
Why not?
I'm going to champion
Skip.
this.
I'm going to skip it home.
Right. I still remember that guy. And I was just like, how out of pocket was that?
Oh, man.
Like the 80s, right? It was like, oh, God, you don't want that.
Of course. But also, too, like just...
But it failed. He didn't make me grow up and be the most stereotypical man. Like,
Weird.
quite the opposite.
Weird.
Quite the opposite.
But just how those random things stick in your brain. Like me, losing out on a really good lunch on a certain day.
As someone who watched his wife change the tire once.
No big deal.
No big deal. I thought about that guy going, I hope he drives by. And
Look
I
at
will
this.
skip up and down the highway as my wife changes the flat. You like that, buddy? You failed.
Look at
you
these
failed.
apples.
You failed. Advice not taken. Really quickly, the last one. Remember when you just had to go to the dentist and get shots? Two completely unrelated things. But you just were like, okay, it's time. Go get your teeth cleaned. And they do that fluoride that made everybody puke.
Gag, yeah.
And then you just got in a line and they just gave you a shot. And your parents were like, I don't know what it is. I don't care. Like you
The
got
dentist
vax-
gave you a
No,
needle?
there's two different things.
Oh.
You'd
Oh,
go
yeah.
to the dentist. You didn't you just lined up. Nobody was like, oh my God.
Are you talking about in-school dentists?
Sorry.
Yes, because Lester B had one
I was
too.
trying to wrap this up real quickly.
Yeah.
In-school dentist. So suddenly there'd be a dentist there, and you just go and you'd get that horrible fluoride, and you get your teeth cleaned, and half
I
the
used to
kids would
get
puke.
my teeth pulled
Oh shit!
from the in-school dentist.
Wow.
And then have to go back to class.
I don't know if we had an in-school dentist or just someone that showed up like once a year, and then you went there and you got
We
your
had a
teeth
chair, a room,
Crazy.
and everything. Yeah.
cleaned. And then just the vaccination.
Yeah, I remember
You just
getting...
go,
Yeah.
and you just get a needle, and your parents didn't care. The parents didn't even know. They'd be like, "Hey, what is this? All right, whatever."
How was school? We got needles.
And they'd
What?
be like, "Oh, and could you imagine?
Now?
Imagine now." Social media would burn down if they just lined up kids and were like, "Hey, you're getting a needle no matter
Getting the
what."
jab, yeah.
There's no consent form. There's no Jesus.
That's hilarious. And again, a good example of change.
Right.
Or just an example of change. I don't know.
We've covered a lot of ground, Stacey.
We have.
This is for a last minute topic again. This
It was
one was
fun.
really fun.
It was fun.
And good on you with memories.
Thanks.
You know?
I have some every once in a while.
Yeah, but you don't give yourself enough credit. You're always like, I don't remember.
Yeah, there's
So-
definitely random stuff that still sticks
So
out
I
in
was a
my
little
brain.
worried when I was like, let's do some fuzzy memories of school. You were going to be like, did I go to school? You're like,
Do I
Stacey,
have any fuzzy memories?
Stacey.
Curtis, do I?
Stacey, did I go to school?
We were able to pull it off very well. That was episode 10
Oh, yeah.
of season 2 of the Out of Tune podcast. And I'm sure Curtis is going to think of a wonderful topic for us for next week.
Should we wrap up summer with hot takes?
Oh my God.
Should we do a hot takes? Is it too soon? I can't remember the last time we did
Dude,
it, but
this is our podcast.
but we didn't use we dropped the ball with hot
we
takes.
did. We forgot about
The first one
sound
was an
effect.
absolute home run. The second one was okay. I just remember we did it after you already put in like a 14-hour day.
That was a rough one. Yeah.
I was like, hot takes, and I'd look over and you were just kind of sitting there drooling. And I'm like, Stacey,
with my hand on the mouth for no
Stacey,
reason.
Stacey, stay
Hit
with
it!
me. Stay
Hit
with
it!
me. Stay with me,
No,
Stacey.
let's do better this time.
Yes.
I will pull up the hot takes. I know it's in my download file, so it'll be there, and we'll do better.
We'll do better.
Okay.
And I just, for whatever reason, we did hot takes, and I thought mine were okay. And then the next morning I woke up and there was like 4. Where I was like,
Next time,
Next time, let's do it.
we've got a hot take bank that we can
Hot take,
go to.
we're going to jump hot take, we're going to beat this horse to death.
Nice.
Hot take. Beat it to death and beat it back to life. Hot take.
Oh man. Okay.
You're the
well,
best.
I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to that, and have a good rest of your day.
Get some beep.
Okay. Oh, I wish.
Thanks for listening to the Cruise FM Out of Tune podcast. Check back for new episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at cruisefm.com.